Due to Naraka's fast time to kill, it can be very hard to make proper reads on your opponent's habits, but it's not impossible. Some characters are better at this than others, allowing you to potentially reset a lost neutral interaction with your opponent once or twice. But there are still things you can do to make educated reads or to bait your opponent into thinking you're going to do something. One of the easiest ways to bait your opponent into something like parrying is by spacing safely and letting go of your focus attacks once or twice, risk-free. It's pretty likely that your opponent picks up as a habit that you have that you'd like to release the focus attacks, so the next interaction they'll be more likely to just try to parry you, allowing you to make an educated read and go for an empty focus into punishing in a parry. Now, to start making better reads on your opponent that don't involve just trying to bait them into options, you will need to put them under some level of pressure. A good example of this is since Katana has no follow-up of its running vertical attacks besides another vertical attack and a focus mix-up, you can just hold the focus charge and engage your opponent's reactions as to how they act under pressure. Some players parry instantly, some players will mash slide attacks, and some players will play overtly safe instead of taking any risk into your mix-up. You can use these as ways to guess what their reaction might be the next time you put them under pressure again, allowing you to be able to utilize your predictive reaction time since you were expecting to make the option or hard read instead of reacting and just going for it. Another thing you can do is base your predictions off the habits most players of the same character have. You will know that a vast majority of Viper players currently are going to master at button out of hit stun because they're all the same carried garbage. This can let you make the assumption that they will get blown up by a simple 1-2 focus charge as your first interaction every time. Or when facing Matari players, you can guess they're going to blink straight up on their wake up and there's no building to escape to upon losing one neutral interaction. This can let you make hard reads and go for prediction fireballs in someone like Tarka as to where they will go. There are even more habits players have that you can exploit, but I'll have to go over some of that in separate videos. These are not surefire ways to guess right 100% of the time. Even in games with lower time to kills, 100% of the time being possible. But it can easily take your odds from just straight up coin flipping into maybe 60-40, 70-30 odds for all your neutral interactions with your opponent going forward. And it's important to remember that sometimes in this game you are just going to guess wrong and die for it, and there's nothing to be upset about it. It's going to happen. You have to move on to your next game and keep going. Peace.